What a beautiful day in Crawfordville today. Sunshine, already about 45 degrees. Had some frost fed the vultures at both houses this morning. Not going to be, I got to get a better camera set up. If anybody out there knows where you could have like audio on the webcam here, see this cable? But yet I could still talk inside on a laptop or desktop. I can't find anything like that. There are security cameras, but I don't know if you can stream on YouTube with them. A lot of black vultures out this morning. There's one turkey vulture. There's a black right there. He's coming down for something. I went over and fed them. They were in the house last night where they lay eggs. Although those were the babies, not the adults. So maybe they just had a homecoming. I'm going to try and I got to get off this internet so much because I'm spending too much time doing it. I got stuff to do and I'm not doing it. I put out little bird seed here for the birds. You know, the deer come in and clean this out at night though. These alcohol thermometers are terrible. Don't ever rely on them. Actually, I tracked down where the weather is obtained and reported to areas like Crawfordville. Yeah, Greensboro Airport, just like I said. It's an official source. I think that's 17 miles away. That's why if you look in your area where you'll see the temperatures and you don't believe them, or you think they're too high or too low, yeah, it's because they're not in your area. And you can get one of these little Mickey Mouse things. I've got a couple other versions, and they're all best guess. I've got a digital one in the back. That's the same thing. Remember now that when they take temperatures from the air, and a lot of times you'll see frost and wonder, well, how's that frozen if it's 35? It's colder on the ground, especially after a big, long cold snap like we've had. Now, I'm not knocking it because I know weather is complex and changes all the time, and it's hard to forecast, as you could tell by that storm that came up and trashed Augusta a few months ago. It just is. It's constantly changing. The best you can do is 7 days, once in a while 10. And that's why all these liberals are out of their mind when they talk about all the glaciers melting in 30 years. Yeah, they would all melt in 30 years at this rate, but it's not going to stay this warm for that long. Look at the medieval times. They had a warming trend way worse than this one. Look at the Dust Bowl, the Ice Age. You can't blame car exhaust on the Ice Age. Weather is very complicated. Except today, down here where I'm out in the sun, beautiful. Boy, I figure at this age, and you could have never told me this, I never thought in a million years I'd appreciate warm weather in January, but I work outside, I take 6-mile walks. None of that possible in Michigan. I do miss the winters, but overall, this is better at this time in my life. I'll be doing a few other things today, enjoying my nice coffee. Just kicking down here in West Branch. I mean, Crawfordville. West Ranch was a great place to live, by the way. If you're looking for an up north location, you can't beat it. That's about it north of Bay City. The whole East Coast, you're wasting your time. Taos is the most fantastic park I've ever been to, and that's all over the country, Mexico and Canada too. The way the ice changes in the springs, I am going to try and make my winter journey there, or early spring journey, as that ice breaks up. Truly phenomenal, beautiful. Just get a hotel over there, be able to hang out there all day long. Be great. Go all the way up, Alpena, dead. Everything is dead on the East Coast from Bay City north all the way up to Mackinac City. The other side's the opposite. It's a lot of Chicago money. You got Grand Rapids. Wow, it's just a whole different ballgame, which is why I like Lake Huron better. Less people. Less stuff to do, but hey, what are you going up north for anyway? You going up there so you can have a 5-star dinner? Yeah, probably. That's why Traverse City's so popular. My opinion means nothing. They've ruined Traverse City, and they're about ready to wreck Mackinac Island too. Now, I brag about capitalism all the time, which I'm all for, but that's the downside of it. You're taking places with unique charm, and you're ruining them for profit. And what profit is created by is a lot of people going there buying things, and now look at Mackinac. Just a huge rat cage in the summer. $500 a night to stay there. Traverse City's just as bad. Plus they have wacko liberals running the place, so Traffic's insane. Petoskey's the same way. Really, if you look at Michigan, there's only a handful of places to go where you're not going to get raped, murdered, robbed, your car broken into. Petoskey, Traverse City, Mackinac Island. That's it. People talk about, well, wow, I just love Traverse City. Yeah, if you're in Detroit and you want to get away from crime and you want to feel safe, where else is there to go? Nowhere except Mackinac Island. Further you get away from Detroit, the better. The safer you are. Just look at the statistics there, will you? Look at the statistics in Flint and Saginaw. The numbers don't lie. Now, you can blame it on whoever you want to blame it on, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Just the way it works. Now, if you said, well, the crime is that way because of African Americans, it's not. It's where there's a lot of crime related to a culture where a lot of the people happen to be African American. That's just the way it is. I don't think you're susceptible genetically to creating more crime is from one race from another. It's the culture you're involved in as you were raised. There are high crime white areas. It's just the way it is. I mean, I don't know the answer to it. I'll tell you who else does know the answer to it. That social think tank the University of Michigan has. All these colleges have one. The government gives them a ton of money when the liberals are in, and they tell them to go study poverty, go study crime, and get back with us and tell us how can we reduce crime in these places? How can we make these areas better? How can we make it safe? How can we make it attractive for people to live there? Yeah, I'll tell you how. You take the babies away from their parents and you let somebody else raise them. That's it. You've got generation after generation of just people that feel entitled, that are hostile, they're pissed, they don't want to work. And as long as they're around and as long as they're the people influencing their children, you're going to get the same type behavior you have. And it just so happens that it's tied to socio and economic causes. People with no money tend to be hostile, pissed off, and steal a lot. It's just the way it is. And if you don't believe me, you can talk to an underwriter. And, in the old days, I think they call it redlining, red zoning, something like that, where they didn't want to write insurance premiums in certain neighborhoods. Now, if you were a private company, let's take for an example in Chicago, where I lived downtown for a while. Downtown is associated with a bunch of smaller areas that are built around it. Cabrini Green was there when I got there. They shortly tore it down. But you got these rich, high-end areas, and you got a bunch of poverty and criminals around the periphery. And at night, they come out and they break into all the cars and the garages and steal all the kind of things out of them. Well, this data gets crunched, and if you're a private company and you're trying to make a profit, are you going to want to write insurance policies in an area where this kind of stuff happens all the time? Yeah, you'll write it, but it's going to be expensive insurance. So before you know it, the people that bought insurance are complaining about the premiums, but it's all based on math, on loss profit ratios. Check out insurance rates in Detroit. You know that 85% of the people that are residents of the city don't have auto insurance. And then the police department's been instructed there to just let them go. Yeah, I'd let them go too, because other than that, it's bad enough they're out there with no insurance. Now, that's why no fault came about. Because in the old days, if you got hit by an uninsured motorist, you were in big trouble. That was your problem. Well, now it's somebody else's problems. And it's very apparent. It's society's. Your insurance company pays your claim, and then they go after, subrogate against the other insurance company. Well, when the other driver doesn't have insurance, they know their chances or likelihood for subrogation is pretty much nothing. Consequently, insurance is crazy expensive in Detroit. If you don't have anything, you don't need insurance. Because even if you get banged up in a car accident, You can use old trusty Medicaid. That pays for everything, no questions asked. Actually, it pays more benefits than the best insurance company you can buy. And you wonder what the problem is, and you wonder why people vote the way they do? That's why. They're tired of it. You're working full time. You don't have any money left. A vacation's a fantasy. A tomato's $5. Goldfish crackers are $2.49. Even I caught the tail end. I have been so lucky in my life as far as catching the tail end of the good old days. I'm one of the 70s people from around Detroit. The village idiot could make $50,000 a year out of high school. Not anymore. Now they're laying off the PhD and he's making 45. And now factor in inflation. Yeah, that's right. That's it. And on this religious thing too. I know these. Hey, look, you guys. I'm not religious, right? I think there's a much higher plane than religion. I really do. I'm not knocking you, but I don't want you posting that crap on my videos. I don't come on and start telling you about the virtues of porn. It just annoys me to have these religious people come on as if I'm a big idiot, and they're just going to barge in and start blessing me and stuff. I don't want you doing it. That's your belief, but don't push it on me. And part of your shtick is to witness, and I get that. But don't do it on the comment part of the channel. I don't want it. I'm not coming on and telling you about a good topless bar. Oh, why would you do that? Well, because it's a good topless bar. It's same exact thing. Have some respect for people that don't think the way you do. Okay? Some of my best friends were men of the cloth. 2 of them. I have friends that are Christians. If I knew Christians were going to move into the neighborhood and they actually walked the walk, practiced the faith, they were doing what they were supposed to do, I'd want Christians on both sides of me. It's just I'm not into that, and for a lot of reasons. And I'm not saying you're a bad person. It's a leap of faith. If it was all spelled out and proven, well, we'd all be able to make an easy decision. I think there's a way higher plane than that. I was just looking through, I've read a ton about Christianity. I was just reading through Genesis again last night. Let there be light. Like I said last night in a brief, short rant, I guess you could call it. The sun was here before the earth, okay? Yeah, the light was first. No doubt about it. In the 2 parts of Genesis, come on. Let's watch Gilligan's Islands instead. So, when you look at the economy, you look at the crime, I do give Christians credit. Theology. One of them is... If any of it is true, I believe that what would make sense is the afterlife. And that is, you do the right thing while you're here, a clear conscience. You're going to have mistakes, and you'll get salvation. That is logical. But the Christians that are amongst the living now, that they think that's any benefit, like going to church and praying, you're out of your minds. There's just no proof of that at all. When your friends visit you for Christmas and you head home and the whole family gets there safe. You prayed for them. That's why they got there safe. And when they get crushed flat by a runaway semi-truck and they all suffer in a burning inferno up until the time their heart quits beating, it was God's calling them. They're going to a better place. You just can't win. There's no benefit to the truth in this kind of nonsense. It's just not true. So what I try to do is be a good guy. Do the right thing. You're never going to catch me lying. Not that that's any great virtue either, but you're not. And how that comes across a lot is just a guy that's negative, depressed, pissed off, angry, hostile, and talks a lot of shit. And yeah, that's me. I wish I did have some better attributes, to be honest with you. I wish if I could, order things online, I'd definitely change a couple things. That's just the way the genes came together. Nutty, pill-popping, druggy parents, the hell's you expect? So all I'm going to do is just try to be kind to animals. That's nothing. People, do the right thing. Clear conscience. You don't be lying, stealing, finding wallets, keeping the money. Don't be a shitty person. Help people that need help. And it has nothing to do with religion. You guys even want to anoint yourself with extra points for heaven on that as good works. They finally caught themselves on that across the years, and they said that good works won't get you to heaven alone. Yeah, that has nothing to do with getting anywhere. My proof is amongst the living. And another thing, too, be humble. Do things and don't brag about it. Just go do the right thing. Instead of letting your big giant ego take first place and brag about, I did this. Hollywood's famous for that. We did this. They always got the camera rolling at a hospital shaking a kid's hand. Something like that. Do stuff on your own. Don't expect a ticker tape parade for anything. As a matter of fact, it detracts from your good faith effort at trying to be a good person when you want to get a picture taken doing it. When you accept an award. Who would accept an award for turning in someone for committing a murder? There's got to be something wrong with you. They say, well, you have to accept it. I'd accept it and donate it right away. Who wants a plaque for pulling a family out of a burning car? These people are insane. You're getting awarded for this? This is nuts, man. You're supposed to just do this for nothing and feel grateful you were there to be able to help. That's it. That's the end of the story. Keep saying how great you are and how good you are. That's what I say. So that is today's rant. I'm going to get to finish, put some more books up. I'm working on my discipline to read more. YouTube's not doing me any favors. They keep not recommending my video. I know that YouTube would like to get rid of me. I'm surprised they haven't already. They don't do me any favors, believe me. But I'm fine with. And I thank everybody I met on YouTube. Can't take that away. They don't promote my channel, which I'm fine with. But it does piss me off that I played by all the rules, and now because I don't say what they want me to say, that my video, people don't know that I'm online when I want to talk. It's not fair. But what is fair anyway, right? Nuts. So you kick it.